Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. So I was taking a couple days off. It was fantastic. I really just needed some time away from working and thinking about this stuff. And yeah, I just relaxed. And then we had a bunch of plans on the weekend. So it almost felt like work started already. Not quite. Hey, Schwartz. Happy Monday. So let's kick off some of the tasks we have to get through before we're able to get to the Dungeon Runner game. This is going to probably take about an hour, actually, between tenets and wrapping up the old branches and reviewing the PR. And yeah. All right. So, sustainability. I took 2 days off last week from work and streaming, and it was great. I really needed the time. I'm glad I didn't wait any longer. Other than that, I mean, I think things have been going pretty well, right? We only did 3 days last week. Fixed some bugs, worked on loot boxes game, worked on polish, balance of boxes game. Yeah. Breaks going great still. And grit. Yeah, I think this is going well overall. Working on sucky tasks is sometimes a slog. Yeah, but we got through it on Tuesday. Still a lot left to do. Hey, stats. Okie doke. So that's done as far as I'm concerned. Next up is merge the branches, merge this, start the dungeon runner. I think we still have some game design questions. I want to be careful not to spend too long on design though. Oh yeah, also we got to check in the old code that I have. So check in outstanding commit. Now I mentioned this on Discord, but Codex changed how they do their limits. So now it's just a weekly limit and there's no 5-hour limit apparently. So that's interesting. I don't know how it's going to feel in practice. I mean, ideally it's just a better change because you don't have one of the limits. One of the ways it could be worse is if you ended up running some query that took like 50% of your limit and now it's unbounded and now it's just gonna consume it all. Whereas before, I guess you could always stop it, but yeah, before it'd be your 5-hour limit would stop it for you pretty much. That's not exactly how it worked, but anyway, close enough. All right, so these, we're just gonna look at these quickly. Loot boxes, perk, customer, portal name, customer speed name, more treasure stands name. Yeah, this is all fine. This is table speed bonus. I kind of like column header. Table number of stands. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I shouldn't get nitpicky about this stuff. Get treasure chest type display values. Translate treasure chest type. Oh, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Now, how many of these places had this function? Just one. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, this is literally just a wrapper around another function that cuts out like a word and a dot. So we could just do that and delete this function. That's probably better. All right, anything else? I mean, this should be every single change is just this stuff, right? Pixel art button. This suggests that I forgot to check something in. Yes, it does. Oh God. Okay, well, how much do I want to do here? Did I ever write about fix pixel art button? No, I didn't. This is weird. Yeah, this is weird. Get price label. All right, let's go figure that out. What scene is this? Loot box price settings. Loot box price setting dialog. Yeah, here. And there is a price label. Let's go cut this out. Okay. So it's just the pixel art button stuff. I didn't mean to mix this. Man. Short stats, how are your weekends? How are your Thursday and Friday? How was your last 4 days, pretty much? I haven't seen anyone in that time. I mean, I guess all we did is add the pixel art button here. Maybe I just forgot to check this in. Or maybe it got a different name. Maybe it didn't exist at all. No, it changed. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Wait, no. I see. It's just more specific. It probably doesn't really matter. Oh, wait, it does matter because of how we set text. Oh, I see. Okay. This is not a mix. I understand. You used to just be able to do .text, but now we have to do set display text on this. Hey, DevZone, good morning on the other side of the world. Good morning from the US side of the world. It's not really morning for you anymore, right? All right, this is looking good. The item in red is priced too low. Underpriced item looks good. This is another one of these. It's a little bit weird. Perks dialog title label. Perks dialog closest dinner time. Yeah. Title label. Here it is. Why do we do this though? Is it because we need to translate it? We don't need this. We definitely don't need this unless I'm changing this and I'm not. Chaotic. I was on an annoying business trip last week, but the weekend was pretty relaxed. Oh man, annoying business trip. What made it annoying? Was it just like that you had to go somewhere? Or did a bunch of stuff go wrong? So yeah, this is kind of funny here. And actually, maybe that's what was done over here too. Price label? What is this set to? Yeah, if this never changes, I think this is a mistake. I think this should be done through the scene. Oh, maybe it can't be. No, this is just a label. It says set a price for this item, right? Set a price for this item. I think we need to delete this. Yeah, I think we need to delete this. Oh, man. All right. Yeah, I don't like this. We don't ever use this anywhere else, right? No, we don't. All right. Well, I'm glad I looked at this. So this set a price for this item. Loot boxes, price setting dialog. I need to put this in here. Add. There should be like add current scene that's open. I don't know where this is. Kevin, thanks for the resub. Happy 23 months. And hey, Chili. Had to scramble to finish some paperwork to the government for my family. Gotta love needing to find documents from 10 plus years ago. Yeah, that always sucks. Hey, Doro. Traveling in general is a hassle for me. In particular, it was a long trip for a short meeting that could have just easily been a video conference. Oh, man. Yeah, that would bother me. All right, where is this located? FFI price setting. Scenes, subgame, loot box, UI. Scene, subgame, loot box, UI, price setting dialog. This probably shouldn't have loot box in the name. Yeah, whatever. Okay, now we got to go find any other strings in here. These buttons, I guess. This says set price. Does this get translated automatically? I don't know how that works. Because here it says button. I don't think this does work. Hey, Jost. Good morning. Josh, did I ever tell you I tried your typing game? And I thought it was cool. This was a while ago now, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you. Maybe like a month and a half or something. Okay, yeah. Anyway, nice job. Maybe a month ago. I don't know, something like that. So I created a task to work on some labels. I was on call last week, so we'll take a look at some point in the next couple of days. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. Yeah. Hey, Steven. Good morning. Very in depth still. Yeah, but it's nice to see. I remember someone else talking to you about it in, I want to say Tim's stream. And they said something like, oh, I was typing at 150 words per minute or whatever, and I still lost. And you were like, yeah, it's supposed to scale to your typing speed. I think this is one of the things that's difficult about typing games because either, like, let's say you type at, I don't know, whatever, 500 words per minute. So if you don't scale up, this person will be super bored. If you do scale up, then this person won't feel like they're typing any faster. Like it almost behooves you that the game design incentivizes you to scale up your own typing speed. Yeah, I think this is the conclusion, right? So like if you type at 500 words per minute, which I know that's not a thing people do, but you'd start at like 5 words per minute and then scale yourself up to 10 so you can manage this. And I'm not sure if that's what you intend. Hey Goose, happy Monday. Hope you enjoyed your time off. Oh yeah, I did. I definitely did. I pretty much like just played video games and yeah, it was it was nice to wake up and know that like, oh, the day is mine pretty much. Yeah. You have to keep typing faster, faster. Yeah, and I think if you make it obvious to the player, which I don't think it probably was obvious to the player so far, if you make it obvious to the player that that's the strategy, then that's probably better. Yeah. Or just add these little tricks. Because I think at one point it was like type backwards or have random letter asteroids. That alone is enough to trip people up and like artificially slow their words per minute. All right. What happens if we generate this? Let's go take a look. I'd really like to work on the new game right now. Like I said, we have to clean up some of this stuff. All right, so now we have a scenes.pot. Up here it is. And this added in 2 extra strings with nothing in them. Message ID 0 and message ID 1. Are these digits? Where? I see them here, but like... Oh yeah, they are buttons. Okay, yeah. This doesn't need to be translated. So auto translate. I want to set it on all of these actually. Disabled. Okay, so now if we generate it again, now all we have is set a price for this item. So it is not pulling in these buttons strings. Oh, they don't have text. Testeroni. That's weird. This isn't the right texture filter. Oh, it's a pixel art button. Oh my God, this is not how you set this. Okay, yeah, so we can't do this through here. I don't know how I feel about that. Hey, TJ. Like to make a learn typing mode where you start with just F and J rather than just challenge mode. Those already know how to type. Yeah. You can only really like learn typing once, I guess, but it would have been cool to learn through a game. Although I do think this is, what is it? What is that, the law about targeting metrics? Goodhart's law, yeah. I think I'd probably be susceptible to this if I were learning how to type using a game. I'd probably be like, well, how do I just speed up the typing? Now, how do I make it more accurate? All right, well, this is a task for the future, I guess. Pixel art button should ideally be translated through Godot scenes in, what is this thing called? Loot boxes price setting dialog. Loot boxes price setting dialog. Exporting the scene doesn't have any text because we can't set it on the button itself. Since it's, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we're probably done with that particular section. Yeah, now I gotta go to this next bit, the warning text here. No, not the warning text. There was a title somewhere. Where was that? I guess it doesn't matter too much, but this title label, this just says perks. Five streams, nice. Learn typing through regular games. Left hand needs to hit a bunch of keys quickly. The hand learned to use all the fingers on my right hand. Still only typing with the index finger there. Yeah, I used to type with pretty much like 4 fingers. And at some point I thought, man, I should really learn how to do this correctly. I don't remember how I think I just changed how I type and just redo things myself. All right, so the title label over here used to just say perks. This is on what? Perk dialog, perk dialog. Yeah, it still just says perks. So I want to translate this scene as well. Here, generate. And I hope this doesn't totally mess everything up. Yeah, it's got perks there. That's it, right? Yeah. All right, so now we can go back to the title that we had over here. Perks dialog, and delete this entire thing. Title label, yeah. It was just unnecessary. I should probably tell it how to do those translations. Stuck in a broken typing game. We could do it. License JAWS code. And what is this close button? This is a pixel art button though, right? Yeah. This I don't understand. Why did this get rid of these panels? Menu panel? Maybe I just had forgotten to save. Yeah, maybe. This is fine. This is the submodule. This is fine. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Hey, Amy. How goes it? What's soup? Yeah, we're good. All right, let me run this one more time. Keep finding this game more and more intriguing. Well, this dungeon runner thing I am excited about. The idea of a typing game in here would not work because you play with a controller. So there will be something similar. I mean, if you think about it, typing is just inputting a sequence of characters in the correct order and maybe in a certain amount of time. We'll have that idea in here, it just won't be typing. Name translate does not exist in the current context. Oh, we use this everywhere? Seriously? You know what? Fine. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, fine. Private, static, string, translate, string key, return, translation server translate key, and then delete these. There we go. Oh, nice. Thanks, Ramy. Yeah, I was unaware. What's up, dog? Yeah, quick time events. That's pretty much how it is. You're welcome. How's it going, Ramy? How are the roller blades? Should call them Ramy blades. Makes you sound like a vampire hunter or something. Maybe that's what you do in your free time. Who am I to say it's wrong to hunt vampires? Who am I to say? Aside from Heat, I'm doing fine. Yeah. Man. I'm doing really well. I took a couple days off. It felt good. Oh, you don't like this? Okay, fine. Come on. Bye, 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 bye. Still mad. Okay, well then 2 is the price. Yeah, seems like everything's okay here. I don't care too much about this. Like, if a playtester plays this and they find some mistake, then I'll fix it. And it'll be easy and we'll joke about it. We'll laugh and we'll laugh. Alright, nice. Oh, hey. Yeah. Thank you, Joss. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this. Everything's probably fine. Let's go read the perks. Max customers, customer speed. Yeah, everything looks good. I know the text doesn't look good. We gotta fix that. Can't wait to see playtester reactions. Yeah, me neither. I think it'll be fun. Okay, so what do we write here? What is it? Like collect strings to be translated. All right, done with that. So now we merge this branch. Loot boxes is like basically done, I guess. Not really, but basically done. Push both of those. Okay, pushing and still pushing and done. Now we go merge the branch. So I think I already merged this once, like practically finish loot boxes game. This has a lot of commits. Yeah. Mostly for the loot boxes game, but some of the commits are for other parts. Customizing the colors of the player. I think that was in here. Does that show up here? Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to click load more commits and find all of them, right? And I don't know when I last merged this. Did I even write the word customize? No. Did I write colors? Yeah, here it is. July 6th. I don't remember when I last merged this. But whatever. Let's just create pull request. Hey, Pickle. Good morning. So the question is, do we squash this? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's really not good. All right, let's merge in main. Oh, God. What am I in for here? Why is it not showing anything? You have divergent branches. God. I mean, we want everything from over here. And presumably the same thing here. Yeah. What is going on? Why did it delete this? This does not look good. Yeah. I don't know why I deleted this. What? Is there some other change in here? There is. Why did I remove all this stuff? Navigation polygon. Yeah. What is going on? This is from an earlier stage anyway. What do we do now? Get rebase. Continue. Oh, then get add. Get rebase, continue. Boilerplate? Seriously? This is going to be a gigantic pain. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. What even changed here, I wonder? How did I mess this up? Like in almost every case, we just want to accept that thing on the right. Oh, whoops. Uh-oh. I think I've already screwed up. Hey, Digit, what's the plan? I tried to put the today command in the title too. I'm not sure if it got truncated. But yeah, that's got the plan. Oh man, I think we need to just abort this whole thing. Get rebase -- abort. All right, so now what? Get log -1. Yeah, this sucks. Do nothing. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, rebasing 168 commits. Is there a better way to do this? Yeah, I don't know. But hey, ABC, hey, Faceless. Happy week. Happy week to you too. Let me try this again. And let me see if I can accept everything on the right side more easily this time. because I want to be able to. Oh, that's weird. Okay, there we go. All changes have been processed. So this one was fine. This one, what does this do? Only the non-conflicting ones? Oh, apply non-conflicting changes. Okay. Can I just apply everything from the right side? I mean, I just want to click this button every time. I don't care what's on the right side. Oops. Oh my God. God. It's going to drive me nuts. All right, that's the button I meant to press. And then these. Let me get rid of this. All right. So now I do get add, get rebase, continue. All right, let's see how bad this is. How many changes do we have to go through for this? All right, good. Same deal here. Are there commands that are destructive? Should my fear and avoidance continue? I don't think your fear and avoidance should continue, but yeah, there are destructive commands. But almost always you're going to use the same like 3-4 commands. And those commands are typically not anything to worry about. Like add, commit, push. Especially if you're the only one working in a repo. A lot of times where things can get tough is you have multiple people working in a repo and then you need to, solve merge conflicts or something. Then it's not even necessarily Git that's destructive. It's like this, for example. We see walk speed is here, but we don't see it over here. It's base walk speed. Like you as a programmer need to figure out, okay, which one do we pick? And if you pick the wrong one, the code won't compile because one one's going to expect walk speed, the other one's going to expect the word base to be there. So this is not really a Git problem, but this is part of how the workflow could cause errors. I always have hated this process. But I don't know what caused it in this case. And I don't know what commit we're on now. Oh, where did I miss these here? Gotta be a way to easily do this, right? And just say, like, accept mine. Accept yours, accept theirs. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. So which one's considered mine? The right one? All right, let's go take a look. Loot boxes player, get status. Cat this. No. Bat this. So there are 171 lines. But this is with the merge conflicts in here, right? No, weirdly enough. What are the contents of this file then? Oh, I chose the wrong thing. I meant this one. Yeah, this is a tiny file. So if I say accept yours, yeah, that's current version. Now it should be a larger file. It's larger, but I think the other one was supposed to be much larger. And what is all this? Can I command Z that? Oh, God. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, hey there. Continue and abort buttons right here. Can I like restart this? I don't know how to undo what I did. I should have just copy pasted the file. Yeah, what if I just choose rollback? What happens? Yeah, that's not good. I can abort the entire rebase, but like I already rebased a couple commits. I want to keep those. I just want to figure out how to speed up this process. Oh man. Hey Franken. How do I reset to like the I mean maybe I could try this. Get reset. No, this isn't doing what I need. I could try dash dash hard. Why can't I type a hyphen? I think this would no. It's no. Okay, fine. Let's just abort the whole thing again. All right, what even changed on main? Let's go take a look at it from that point of view. Because yeah, this is a mess. Improve the game. This was from loot boxes, so how is there anything to even rebase onto? That's the part I don't understand. All right, well, where do we stand right now? Get log -1. All right, sure, that's fine. Yeah, we're in a decent state. I wonder if there is a better way to do this. I'm gonna ask AI about this because I am not doing so hot right now. Yeah, I just don't know how I even generated conflicts. Sure, try this. All right, where is stuck in a broken tutorial? There it is. Hey, Johnny, maybe move back a few commits and then commit it over that previous commit, which detached you from the remote head. I don't think I would have done that though. But yeah, I want to find out what even happened here. I want to merge my loot boxes branch with main, but it says there are conflicts. One is, how did the conflicts even happen? I merged the branch a while ago, or I merged loot boxes into main a while ago and then kept working on it. No other changes went into main since then. And what's the easiest way to fix this? I tried rebasing, but I have to go through so many commits with conflicts that it's been tedious. All right, so let's ask this, and then let's type /status. So yeah, there's 98% left. This is something I got to get used to now, is like, how much quota does this use? Because I'm used to it using percents based on the 5-hour limit. So I'm like, oh yeah, that was a 10% task. That's not bad. And every 10% there would have been like 1% here, I guess. So this is like, I have 100 prompts I can give it probably. You don't care that much about a history order. You can introduce one merge commit. At least you'll resolve the conflicts once. Yeah, the problem is it said I had divergent branches and couldn't even do this without a rebase. Or maybe I misunderstood when I tried. No, I cleared out the history. GitHub did not record the old integration as a normal merge. Oh, I see. Yeah, squash merge, not normally merged. Okay, that answers it. I wonder if I should just never squash these things. Easiest fix is to reconnect the histories with an hours merge. Creates one merge commit that effectively says everything remains already represented. Okay, well, thanks, AI. Strongly prefer linear history. The correct rebase is this. Honestly, this sounds like the better way for me to do this here. Rebase onto main with all loot boxes stuff. Then people have to force pull though, right? I guess I don't want to do that. I mean, like Bind, thank you for the 75-month resub. And yeah, the short vacation was really good. Like really, really good. Needed some time off. Needed to just not think about work for a bit. I'm feeling pretty good now. We haven't actually gotten to the core work for today because I'm trying to work through the old branch still. But we should start it pretty soon. I was guessing it would take about an hour. It's been 40 minutes so far. So we got about 20 minutes until my estimate is wrong. Yeah, let's try this. Let's run these commands. And then do this. And then go check this out. So now we're not going to squash this. I hope this works. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't work. All right, now we can switch branches. Man, that was a lot easier. The question is, does the game still operate? So we're going to hit play. We're going to cross our fingers. It built. Good. I mean, I don't see why this wouldn't work. We have sounds and everything right. Oh yeah, we have the little pointer arrow too. I didn't see that the first time, did I? Maybe I did things out of order. Yay! I'm playing at 4x speed, which is why this is going crazy. This is really hard to play at 4x speed. All right. Cool. So let's move on to this. Give me a sec. I got to do off screen. All right, here we go. Update the date. Branch off of main. Cool. Okay, I gotta, let me just ping Darkstorm right now, actually. Give me one sec. I just merged loot boxes in with main, so you should now branch off of main. I updated the guidance document to mention this. Also added loot boxes tasks in that document. Also having those changes by the end of this week. Great. So that playtesters that for the next build, which should be early August. Cool. All right, so that's done. That's done. This is done. And now we can do the next thing. Merge farm character PR. So this should be pretty simple. Quickie Joe made all the artwork for the farm character. And I believe that's it. That's all that's in here. It's just a bunch of PNG files. So PNG, 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 PNG. Yeah. There's no code. So there should be no conflicts here or anything. And, I wonder what changed with this. I don't see what changed there. But a lot of these we now have masks and the proper base graphics. Wait a second. Did the character always look correct? Anyway, let's go pull this in. GHPR checkout 22. Oops, that's 2. 22. Oh my god. I need to clean this keyboard. Yeah, that's annoying. All right, let's go try this again. Hey, Jesta. Could be an interesting bug. You speed up over time until you get so fast you pass through a wall since you skip the collision. Yeah, I was thinking about something where we expose the time, because we did this in Skeleseller where we have a turbo mode. And I think it could be interesting. I guess the way we'd probably do it, there are a lot of, I guess, sim games. What else? Idle games. And I guess anything that's sort of like automation, any automation games that have speed controls built in. So like if you look at Sims 1 UI, I believe you see it right there in the UI somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, so like there are, I'll just zoom in on this. Why is this, what is going on? There we go. Yeah, so they had this built in. It might be kind of interesting if, yeah, you could just keep, there were an infinite number of buttons here, but they didn't render. So you could click here for 3x and here for 4x and here for 5x. Something like that. We'll see commit hashes and no longer designing local. Yeah. I'm debating on whether squashing commits is even a good thing. I think when it is a fully atomic standalone change, that it could be worthwhile, because otherwise you don't care about these like intermediate commits. Like, oh yeah, we're in a broken state, but we'll fix it eventually. But it makes searching through history harder when you squash commits. And I mean, having a bunch of commits doesn't really matter too much. Like, when are you ever going to an arbitrary commit and hoping that it works? Maybe for git bisect. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so this should be running. Let's try this out. We got to go to the farming game, and all the animation should now be fine. All right, so we are just going to move around. Looking good, looking good. What about shoveling? Nice. In every direction, we got to try everything. Yep, nice. Okay, planting. The planting is not an animation. The holding is the animation, so I guess we don't really need to plant. Watering. Looking good. Okay, sickling. Yep. All right, throw the axe, and now we get the running animation. It always looked kind of goofy, so it still looks a little bit goofy. What other animations do we have? Oh, sleeping. Oh, how nice. And are there any other animations? I think so. I think that's it. Let me take a look in the folder. Whoops. Although if there are any other animations, I mean, we have plenty of time to find them. It's not like we're about to launch the game. All right, sprites, characters, farming, Illyria. So all of these should be the new ones. We could just look through the folder, I guess, like this. Throwing. Oh, I only tried one direction for throwing. We could try all of them and make sure they look good. Walk, recolor, watering. Yeah, we tried all these. Okay. Yeah, well, you don't... I guess you do throw the strawberry. Yeah, it should be the same animation. Well, the key animations are just you holding the key, which is like holding anything else in the game. But yeah, I did not try throwing in each direction. So let's try down. I mean, I think they're all fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to try up at this point. Unless we... Well, let's do it this way. We need strawberries. Alright, so if we throw upward... Oh, we gotta trigger the dialogue first. You can't just throw things. Alright, let's try this. Yep, nice. And left. Oh wait, we end up facing the trash can anyway. Wow, great. Alright, but now here's the true test. Whoop, never mind. There is no true test yet. Hang on. We'll do this in just a bit. So merge farm character PR, switch to main. and then test out customized colors with the farm character. That's the true test, which we can't do yet, but we're about to be able to do. These look amazing. Thank you very much. Comment and merge. If you did stuff like commit part 1, 2, 3 with small changes, it didn't push. Makes sense since it helps you read the log easier. Yeah, if you have changed a bunch of different places, not worth bothering. Yeah. All right, so let's switch back to main. I have changes to a file. Oh, I don't care about these. Just delete them all. What? File not found. Oh, right. You got to do it this way. Oh, come on. It's going to automatically recreate these. I got to close Godot for a second or do this. Yeah, I should check these in. In fact, I should have done it already, but we didn't. And now it's too late. So there we go. Now we switch to main. And we open up Godot again. And then I go merge them. So I'll just push this one directly to main. It should have already modified them all, right? Okay, that's strange. I believe it should have. Yeah, there it goes. And these should just be a different UID or something. Okay, yeah, so this is what I wanted to test. Let's go try it. So we got to customize a character a little bit. Let's just randomize all the colors. Okay, this is very ugly. Let's maybe manually customize some of the colors a little bit. Eye color, let's go with, yeah, pink. Skin, we'll go there. Shirt, let's go with green. And hair, also green. Okay, great. That's not any less ugly, I guess. But now we go into the farming game, and now we should see those colors. Yeah, nice. And with every animation too. And prior to this, we could not do this. Very cool. Very cool. All right, wait, let's go back here and let's make a character I actually want to use. Sure. Okay, shirt. I should really do this once and then save it as like a template or something. Because I'm never actually totally happy with what I'm customizing. Oh wait, we could just default this, right? Yeah. Eye color. Eye color doesn't really come through all that much. Yeah, but let's leave that. And then boots. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, looks good. Go to the farming game. Yeah, I think this looks better than the platformer sprite does. Very vibrant colors. Looks pretty nice. Oh, that's actually wrong. Their hair isn't colored correctly, and the skin probably isn't either. Yeah, okay. So there's a tiny issue there. How did I not notice that? There is a mask here. Oh, it's my fault. I'm not applying it. All right, we'll just write that down for later. I'm not going to do that now. But yeah, good to know. So bug. The sleeping in the farming game doesn't use the recolored sprites. Probably because of how I animated it. Well, let's go find out the cause of it. I'm not going to fix it now. But do I have like, yeah, bed with sleeping player. Here it is. Player head. Yeah, it's just an animated sprite. How do we fix that? Well, whatever. Let's figure that out later. see, what is it called? Bed with sleeping player. Probably need to add a script to the sprite. All right, so this is done. This is done. This is done. Start Dungeon Runner. We're 9 minutes ahead of schedule. All right, so I gotta check this in first. Apply auto modified. Hi, Abby. Godot changes. Get push. Cool, cool, cool. All right, game design questions. Let's go take a look. Because, yeah, I don't remember a lot of this stuff. What am I inventing here? Hey, smart. This is a game called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And we are about to work on a sub-game within it called, well, the name doesn't really matter, but I'm calling it Dungeon Racer. And the idea is that it's going to be like a Zelda-style dungeon. So imagine... imagine something like, I don't know, this. Actually, this is a pretty good example. This specific image. So there's going to be something like this, where you're going through a dungeon, and there's a cracked wall somewhere, and you put a bomb down, but instead of blowing up the wall, it blows up the floor, and now you have to, like, leave the dungeon because the floor is falling from behind you. So that's the idea, and we'll see if it's fun, and if it's, I don't know, if there's an improvement we can make. So let's look at the game design that we had for this one. Where's Dungeon Racer? There. All right, we got the bundle here. I already downloaded these and everything. Oh, wow, the price went up. I guess because of the summer sale. Yeah, Rungeon. All right, you're going through a dungeon, getting used to your controls, and you encounter a wall with a crack in it. Use a bomb. The bomb causes the dungeon floor to start falling away. Game becomes an endless runner style game. You develop enough of the known parts of the game to be able to experiment. Oh yeah, I never figured out what coins would be for and treasure chests and stuff. Yeah, so I purposely put this on hold. Yeah. Automatically check in filed by patterns like star UID. Interesting. I don't think I knew about that. I'm not sure that we want that because every once in a while we're on like slightly different versions of Godot and they produce different UID files. I don't want to manage merge conflicts around those. But it's not as common in this game as it was with Skeleseller. Hey, Maya. All right, so I think the first thing we would do, and I'm going to put this in my backlog to begin with. This is probably done. Go through scenes manually. And find instances where we need to translate strings. Yeah. So Dungeon Runner. I think one of the first steps is just like set up the world. We need to accommodate that tiles would fall away. Can we do this easily using a tile map layer? Oh, also the music's been playing constantly. Plan to troll the player with random outcomes. Usually players don't dislike being trolled as long as they don't feel it's a setback. What are you talking about? Did you read something that made it sound like there are random outcomes? Because I think there might be a disconnect here. All right, set up the world then. Set up the player. What animations do we have for these? Let's go look at downloads. Dungeon graphics? No. Where did I put this? Oh, this person. No, that's not that. The right thing. Oh, God. The dungeon? I don't remember who made this. Pixel Frog? No. Snowhacks? Snowhacks. Found it. It's all here. Okay, here we go. Oh, unexpected. Okay. Yeah, not random. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the entire point of the game. So it's called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. Like the very name of the game indicates that things don't work exactly how you expect them to. And yeah, very early on, like in the first probably minute and a half of gameplay, you get your first taste of that. So when this happens, this is actually the fifth sub game. You'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, the floor fell away. Like that's how this game is broken. Okay, so set up the player. I want to look at which graphics we have. Which one of these do I want? This one, I guess. Let's go extract that over here. Oh, right. This tries opening inside of... yuck. All right. tar-xvf. Oh, God. I just spewed all that into my downloads folder, didn't I? No, I did even worse. I spewed into my home folder. Yeah. Oh, my God. I hate it. I hate it. Did it make a doors folder? Yeah, it did. All right. Hey, Zappu. Sometimes in games they let you fight a real powerful boss at the start where you lose against him and reset your stats. While you one-shot that boss in that scenario. Yeah, so something like that could be violating expectations. In that particular case, it may not be obvious that you're not supposed to one-shot the boss. So I got to be careful to do this correctly. Because yeah, games have messed with a bunch of those sorts of expectations. Hey, Boolean. Yeah. All right, well, let's copy the entire output of this. Here. Copy output. And let's go save it. Oops.txt. And I'll save this here too. All right, now copy path. We're just gonna have AI fix this. Because I don't want to do this. Okay, so I accidentally ran tar-xvf without a proper output path and spewed a bunch of files into my home folder. Don't actually delete anything, but give me the commands to delete everything. See this for the input/output of the tar command. Yeah. You lose against a level 1 slime after that. You're too powerful. So there are definitely going to be different levels of scope in the game. Like I could see there being some micro games, but I could definitely see more mini games and kind of, I don't know, like small mini games and large mini games, I guess I could say. So a small mini game might be something that lasts like, let's say 2 minutes, 3 minutes. A larger mini game might be in the like 5 to 15 minute range. And then possibly even just some almost like games that you could play for an hour or something. But micro games, it's kind of like what I'm thinking of for what you're talking about. I don't have too many of these planned because it's a lot of work for usually like a joke. Although, I mean, that's kind of the foundation of the game here. Any plans for meta stuff that happens outside the game? Like it makes files on your computer or moves the screen around? No, I don't want to do any of that because it'll mess with how it works on consoles. I think Undertale had a problem with this. They like crashed the game at one point on your computer. I don't remember what they do on the Switch, but I don't think Nintendo was happy with what they wanted to do originally. But I don't know if those are like it's gotten more lax or something. All right, has this finished? Probably is finished. I did not delete anything since the extraction occurred in this. This removes each logged file individually, then removes extracted directories only if they're empty. So just reading through the log and making sure we can delete the paths. Launching on consoles. I don't know that I'm going to launch on consoles, but I think this could be a good game for consoles. So I don't want to preclude that. Whereas Skeleseller, I never really like, yeah, there's controller support, but it's not great. I don't know how fun it would be on consoles. All right, let's do this. So we'll put this in temp, delete stuff, .sh, paste this here. For now, let's just, instead of doing this, let's echo the path. Would delete path. There's no other RM in here other than armdir, which should never be a problem unless it is empty. So let's go try this out. Plus x dot slash delete stuff. All right, so this should all just be the new stuff that I accidentally spewed into this directory, right? Yeah, this looks good. Man, what a silly mistake. All right, so now we can do this and go run it. And just like that, my home directory should be totally fine now, right? Yeah, nice. Whew. And thanks, Zapu. Yeah, I want to lower the price another couple times, I think, over the next like 2 Steam sales. I also should probably translate it in other languages. I don't really feel like doing that. It's a lot of work, even though I'm not the one translating it. Like, I got to find someone, I got to coordinate with them, I got to write a contract, I got to then pay them, I got to test out their translations, I got to give them all the context that they need, set up an account on Weblate. I don't know, maybe I'm making it sound like more. All right, anyway. I extracted this in a bad location. Let's go extract it in a better location. And let's also figure out what the argument to tar is that makes it put it in a folder. How to extract to another directory. -C. Whoops. Whoops. Oh my God, I need to clean this keyboard. I can't type anymore. In C directory, this changes the directory before adding the following files. Yeah, all right, let's test that out. So we have this. We're gonna do this in, I don't know, let's do it in temp. Make their, who is this, Snow Hex? And, well, I guess now we could just do it here, but let's try it. Let's go into the delete me folder and do tar-xvf -c /snow hex. No such file or directory. Oh, I see. All right, please tell me that worked. But I'm in the delete me folder, so even if it didn't, we're fine. So there should be in the snow hex folder all this stuff. Yeah, perfect. All right, the whole reason I did this is to find out what animations do I have for the player. Where is the player? It's probably this one. Yeah, here we go. So idle, walk, run, standby, 2 attacks. Oh, the first one's a combo, so it's really 4 attacks, I guess, total. Falling, hurt, death, and raising. So I really like the particles on showing that key here. Yeah, very cool. All right, so I was thinking we just get a basic character to walk around and test this stuff out. But it is time for the first break. It's been 1 hour and 5 minutes. So I will be back in just a little bit. Is it jump time? Hello, hello again. Close the game. Okay. So we have these graphics. Let's go find out where I wrote this stuff down. Here we go. Set up the player. So we have idle, walk, run, standby. I don't know if standby is really necessary, but I really, really like the idea. Like that this graphic, she takes off her hood and you can see her hair, and you would have customized her hair color. So it would be a way for you to see like, oh yeah, that's my character. In fact, maybe we start you in the standby state. She doesn't put her hood back on. Oh, she does at the end of standby. And she puts her hood on before you gain control. All right, then attacks, falling, hurt. So there's like the main combo and then the spin attack. Death and raising up an item. We may not need this. All right, so how do we want to do the tiles falling away thing? Oh, wow, they have every animation in one sprite sheet. I mean, we should probably use the individual ones. And we should probably start with one of the colorful ones. Maybe like blue. I mean, they only have 3 colors, right? Blue, green, red. Yeah, and then the black one. What's closest to the character I use? I guess the blue one. Yeah, let's use the blue one then. Dungeon Racer. Yeah, this is the thing in the today command. Use the blue graphics from here. All right, so tiles falling away. How do we want to do this? Because if we were to just render a single sprite for a tile, we could just fade out that tile, for example, or have it fall or something, or fall and fade out, that sort of thing. But if we have a tile map, well, let's get some tiles here and let's try this out. Where all tiles. I don't know about that. They have them in individual sets. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be a lot of work. Hey Janet, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. How you doing? How you doing? We are just about to start a new sub game over here. How was the stream? How's the platformer going too? Hey, sincerely. I heard we're learning live. We never learn on this stream. It's misnomers only here. It's just like how you're not actually a car on your stream. We are going to be working on a new... Okay, so here's my little intro to this. Oh, this is not... We haven't started work on this yet. So this is just the temporary game design. But imagine a Link to the Past style dungeon like this, where you're going through it. There's some doors. There's some, I don't know, basic puzzle or something. And then you get to a cracked wall and you try bombing the wall, but it actually destroys the floor. And now you need to like run out of the dungeon. So it becomes kind of an endless dungeon runner. There was a game a while ago called Redungeon. It was on mobile, and I don't know if you can even download this anymore, but I really, really like this game. I thought it was so good. And we're not going to do something exactly like this, but the way this game worked, where are the pictures? Where are the pictures that I just saw? Yeah, here. Okay, so the way this game works is you just had like a D-pad, a directional pad here, and you'd move around obstacles and through not really puzzles, but you didn't have a lot of time because it was an endless runner and there was something chasing you. So you had to, here, for example, like move onto this arrow and it would automatically bounce you to the next thing. But if you fell off the edge, you just die and lose and you'd have to restart. And is it Judy Dev? JVDY Dev? Thank you for gifting 6 months of sub to Janet. I really appreciate that. Platform is okay. I'm getting bored of it, so I'm trying to finish. Oh, was it like a game jam style thing? I hesitate to say, you know, mini game. I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing how much effort you're putting in, but I was picturing it was like a multi-year long project or something at first. It's Judy. Okay, yeah. I'm welcoming Judy. Yeah, getting bored of it. Oh man. I'm sorry to hear that though. I think, oh man, there's just, I mean, you know, you've been in software dev for long enough to have seen out big projects, but like there's the fun parts of a project and then there's the really sucky, tedious parts of launching something. And with games, I feel like there's just a lot of that tedious part. It's like getting everything polished and juiced up, and depending on how much of a product you want to make, marketing it and reaching out to people. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. That was my biggest learning from the last game I did. It's just, I don't want to wait until the end for all of that stuff. I want to spread that out throughout. So like tomorrow we're probably going to work on another old sub game here and do sucky tasks for it. Hey, Carlofish, how's it going? Got those torpedoes implemented yet? So we've only just started. And when I say just started, I mean like 10 minutes ago or something. So I haven't even made a new branch yet. What I'm trying to figure out right now is how we're going to handle making the world tiles fall away. So in tile map layer, there's a way of making scenes. Yeah, scene collection, I think. Tile set scenes collection source. So I think this is one way we could do this. I don't want to make a scene out of every single tile. Alternatively, what we could do is anytime tiles need to fall away, we turn them into individualized sprites. That could work. Yeah. All right, yeah, take care, Judy. Good luck on the pixel art. And thanks again for the sub. So ideas for how we can do this. Option 1, like convert individual tile data into sprites that we can then fade out or add a shader to. This may be more difficult for tiles with enemies or tiles with animated animations on them. Option 2 is do this entire thing through a shader. Like we slice off a column in the shader and make it look like that column is syncing. Anything on that column would automatically have the shader's effects on it. And what else do we have in terms of options here? I guess make one of these things, tile set scene collection source. I think every tile would need to be a scene for that, which seems annoying. Although still, this doesn't accommodate, this has the same problems as option 1. Also still have the same problems as option 1. And option 4 would be something like make it so that something is chasing you rather than the world itself falling. I don't think this fits with the bombing theme. And I still cannot remember the name of that game. There's some game, maybe just describing this would help someone else remember this, but there's some endless runner game where you're starting at the top of the screen, you're running downward, and something is like eating the world behind you. That's what I remember of it, at least. I can't find it. And I don't remember. It's not even important, I guess. It's not like I'm trying to go find it again so I can remember some idea that I wanted to use. I was just curious what the name of it was. Not Temple Run. No, it's not Temple Run. And no, not Downwell. Also, hi, Hero Wolverine. Yeah, Downwell I have played, and it wasn't this. It was a top-down game. This is like a side view game. It was a top-down game, and you were walking down through the world. Is it a game or is that movie? I don't remember enough of it. It had like, I'm pretty sure bright pixel art graphics. Let me look this up really fast. Pixel art, endless runner in the world. know. Weird. Maybe it wasn't something eating the world. There was some like danger. I can't find it. Yeah. Anyway, not super important. Oh, what is this? Some other game that's listed here. This one looks pretty interesting. Cool graphics. Looks like modern Frogger. Anyway, I think option 2 could be interesting here. Do the entire thing through a shader, slice off a column in the shader, make it look like that column is sinking. Anything on that column would automatically have the shader's effects on it. We would need the player to sync like this as well. Well, we have a falling graphic for them. If the player is no longer on solid ground, they could enter the falling graphic. I guess falling would have to be dying in this case, right? This is the same as dying in this game, since the tiles are falling out from beneath you. They would be subject to this shader as well. All right, I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. So at this point, let's ask AI what its ideas would be and see here. Like, is there something I missed, basically? So I want to make an endless runner style game where tiles are falling out. Yeah, I want to make an endless runner style game. Want to set up the world in a tile map layer. And you run from left to right. The tiles on the, or like, as you're running, tiles at the beginning of the map would fall, like, would fall downward. And if the player is there, they'll also fall and die. I wanted to plan out the best way to do the tiles falling idea. I guess the falling tiles idea. In Godot, using tile map layer. How would you go about this? Don't actually write any code. It should accommodate enemies being on those falling tiles, animated tiles, and maybe animate. Yeah. So actually a way of, well, let me just run this anyway, but a way of doing this, if we didn't want enemies to fall, for example, might be different because we would just take the tile map layer and like then this solution would work. But yeah, if we ever had enemies on top of it, and I assume we would, where did that asset pack go? So for those who haven't seen the like the demo dungeons that they have here, what I'm picturing is you are running through this from left to right. The tiles are falling down here. It doesn't necessarily need to know how big an object is or something. Like part of a wall can fall out and it might not make sense, and that's okay, whatever, it's crumbling. And there was one other piece of this I wanted to say, and I forgot what that was. Oh yeah, and then we would connect a bunch of these rooms. So it would look like a dynamically generated dungeon, but really it's just a dynamically ordered layout of rooms. Hey, Oakleys. Hey, Tensei. Tomb of the Mask. Yeah, I don't have the 5-hour limits anymore. No, it's not Tomb of the Mask. Yeah, I can't figure out what that was that I had played. Diablo 2. Yeah. Whether they remain cells or become moving scene objects. Oh, just spooked the cat. No need to check existing code. I'm curious how I would pursue this for new code. Yeah. I haven't actually really done anything with AI. So I took Thursday and Friday off, and before then I was using 5.5 because that's all that existed. And then on Thursday, I think 5.6 came out. So I haven't tested this out a lot yet to figure out like, okay, which model, which reasoning level do I want? How much quota does it use? So we will have AI do some of this stuff. Like I'm not going to set up the boilerplate for this. I'm not going to set up a lot of these animations. I'll just have AI do that. But yeah, it doesn't say anything other than thinking here. So I'm not totally sure what's going on, but I hope it eventually expands on this. High is enough. They have what? Ultra high and ultra, or extra high and ultra or something? I haven't actually tried dragging this yet, but they have 2 other dots. So, all right, for new code, I'd build the world out of short, independently collapsible chunks. Each chunk would contain 1 or more tile map layers rather than putting the entire endless level in one layer. Chunk might conceptually look like this. Sounds fine. Important idea is that the tiles remain tiles while the chunk is stable. Once it collapses, collision and presentation become separate concerns. Collapse sequence. I'd give each chunk a small state machine. When the collapse reaches a chunk, optionally play a short warning, shake, cracks, particles, or sound. Disable collision. Move the chunk's visual tile layers downward. Recycle or destroy the chunk once it's sufficiently far below the camera. Because a collision is removed, a player or enemy standing there stops being grounded and falls naturally on its next physics update. Yep. Tile map layer batches, internal updates, organizing the terrain into chunks lets you change collision once per chunk. I mean, the chunk was supposed to be an entire like column of tiles, but yeah, I guess we could do it such that it's fading, multiple tiles at once. I hadn't thought of that. Like we could have this, I don't know if I just, it's easier to draw than it is to just point at stuff, but I could have this be a chunk and this falls away. But this on its own is not a room. Like you just have up and down movement and, you know, part of a coin. So you would need to split this up into chunks like this. And yeah, you'd see this fall away. And maybe the chunks get bigger as you go through the dungeon. I don't think that really needs to happen, but it could make it so that it's catching up to you and you need to go faster and faster. I also think we should add, this is something that hit me in the shower this morning. I think we should add some kind of like zipper arrows like F0. Add F0 style, what are they called? Boosters to the ground. They could just be lit up arrows. And I don't think we have graphics like this right now. Actually, maybe that's what coins do. They boost your speed. That could be kind of interesting. Or they give you stamina somehow. I don't know why coins would do that. You're buying stamina. Imagine if that's how that worked in real life. And in some cases, isn't that how cheating at the Olympics level does work? Buying stamina. Yeah, that could be kind of neat. Maybe they're not really coins. Maybe they're, I mean, they look like coins, but maybe they're really stamina tokens. I'll just write this down. Stamina tokens. They boost your top speed in Mario Kart. Oh, that's true. Yeah. And that doesn't make sense, does it? Did they ever explain that? Why do coins boost your speed in Mario Kart? It's been this way ever since Super Mario Kart, in fact. Or maybe it wasn't boosting your top speed then, but there were coins in that game. And yeah, they never explained that. I guess just because it's Mario and they needed the coin theme, right? Coins can be picked up, which increase the player's top speed. Oh, I guess it did do that. If a player runs into another racer when they have 0 coins, they spin out. Yeah, they just never explain it. Probably. So I heard. Interesting. I mean, I haven't heard about any of this stuff. I also wouldn't be totally surprised if that's just a rumor. Okay, I like this idea a lot. I think it's pretty cool. Or if we have the F0 style boosters. Do they have a picture? I guess boost was the thing that you would use. What do they call them? Like track zippers? I don't know. Motion strip panels that pull or push machines. Yeah, I don't remember what they call them. Boost panel. Anyway, it's a pretty common thing in most racing games. There's some like part of the track you can touch and it speeds you up. Yeah, boost pads or something. I'm pretty sure Mario Kart. Yeah, even Super Mario Kart had them, I'm pretty sure. I think so. I can't picture if they were in Mario Kart 64. All right, well, let's finish reading this. Because collisions removed, player enemies standing on top of it, badges updates, enemies remain independent. They fall naturally. Problem is, we don't have any falling animation for enemies, do we? We have it for this character. If we look at this, there's the falling animation, which looks really nice. I don't think they added that for enemies. Where are the enemies? Are they not even in here? I don't think they're in this one. I think they're in a different pack altogether. Shouldn't slimes be in this one? Why don't I see slimes? New content? It's not in there. Strange. Wait, what? Huh? They really don't have a slime in here? FFI slime. Enemy. Enemies. No, yeah, weird. Please add small slime. Noted. Thanks for your comment. It was a year ago. What? Where'd these slimes come from? I bought pretty much all of their packs, so like... Why did they not put those in? Why would you show them in the picture? Where are the slimes? This is like half the reason I bought this. I wanted there to be enemies. And I've got, I guess, other enemies, but... Huh. I got. Yeah, I am actually kind of surprised it's not there. Unless it's just in one of these set ones. Was it in here right now? Oh, come on. Skeleton? No. Oh, man, that's a bummer. I mean, I know they're not like super involved characters, but it does make it seem like you're getting those slimes since they show them off. Did other people complain about this? Or that? They have a different outline from other interactable things. I guess, but they're not objects, so that's what I justify that as being. Yeah, very weird. Main character, last mini update. Okay, well, let's look at the other packs I got, I suppose. I'm a little bit miffed about that, but maybe we've got something else. Snow hacks. So I open up that one. I want to open up these 4. We have the monsters expansion. It's most likely in there. Oh, I put everything all in one of these. All right, so what is this one? Like main pack, I guess. So let's put everything into this. There we go. And then put these in here. And then go tar-xvf./monsters expansion -c monsters. Make dir monsters. All right, what do we got in here? King slime, skeleton slimes. Okay, never mind. They do give you the slimes. You just have to buy an extra pack for this. I think that's a little bit devious. Yeah. I think if you're going to show it on your main pack and not say, this does not contain the slime. Now, granted, I already paid for this, so I don't really care. But, and they have chocolat slime. Now, what is with these colors? Is this a hurt animation? Yeah, so the reason I want to look at this is, like, do all the enemies have a falling animation? I guess let's go look at skeletons. What do they have? Death, hurt, idle, run. They have all. No, there's no falling animation here. Okay, so having enemies fall would be just shrinking them, probably. We don't have a sprite-based animation for it. And yeah, we got to add in some enemies and stuff too. Okay, so let's go back to this. Animated tiles. Keep the falling visuals as actual tile map layers using the original tile set. Moving the layers parent downward does not require converting the tiles to sprites. Separate chunk scenes or one large authoring map partitioned at startup. All right, so yeah, the suggestion here is interesting. Doing it through a shader would work, but yeah, they're pretty much saying something like this. AI recommended doing this in chunks. That we partition at startup. I think the converting individual tile data thing would be fine. So we'd author our map normally, then we would split everything into columns, and then we'd have some like wiggle animation for a few columns and a falling animation for the farthest back column. This is the only real, there are maybe 2 difficult parts of this if you don't count game design. Game design is going to be a little bit tough to figure out too. But making the tiles fall and partitioning out the actual like endless dungeon, which I think we can just make arbitrary pieces that connect no matter what. In fact, this is how a lot of those online, like have a bunch of content from different people sorts of things work. You draw, let's say, a square and you say, okay, there's got to be an input over here and an output over here. Well, I guess that wouldn't work. Anyway, I don't know, something like this. You have an input and an output on these rows. So now anything of this style, you can connect them infinitely and it's totally fine. So if we did that same thing and we said, all right, you've got a rectangle, this point and this point always need to connect to other ones. So now you could draw a path like this going through it and it'd be totally fine, but you obviously couldn't draw one going like this. Another way of doing it is allow this sort of thing and just align the connection point of the next one to this thing's connection point. So if you had a path going up here like this, this new piece would get attached here. And that could work. I think that's actually fine. Because in a lot of these Zelda dungeons, they're just sort of in this like void. So it's not like a house floor plan where you wouldn't just have blank space in your house. Like there's, you know, open air, a courtyard you could never get to. Get map generation working. I like the idea that any like dungeon piece has an entry and an exit location. So we can generate them in any order as long as we align those 2 parts. This would prevent us from having 2 exits off of a puzzle piece. We call them like dungeon pieces or something like that. You know, you might have a fork in the road. One goes this way and one goes this way. Excuse me. Although if we allow rotating pieces, then we could do that. But it doesn't make sense to go in a different direction. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to go in a different direction. If we want branching paths, though, another way we could do this is we put the branches far enough apart from each other, like this, so that then we can align 2 pieces and not have them overlap. Drawing this kind of stupidly, but yeah, then this one can go off over in here, and this one can go off over here. All right, well, we'll figure that out later. We could even accommodate branching paths, although we probably need some special code for that to make sure the branches don't lead to intersecting dungeon pieces. All right, so I kind of want to mock this up. I think I'll just start a new conversation here. And let's get some just really basic thing. This is how a lot of the new sub games work. For those who haven't seen this, this is going to be the 5th one. So it's not like I've done this a bunch of times before. But the first day or two is usually a lot of boilerplate. Setting up animations, getting the world set up, getting a camera moving. And it's not super fun until we actually get a gameplay loop, which usually takes like 3 days. So I want to go find the main pack. We had to just take any random tiles from here, I guess. Maybe this. Is this the same as this? It is. Yeah. Then we have extra tiles down here now. Oh, hey, they have these little arrow pieces. Interesting. We could just color those in and turn them into boosters. I mean, it's literally just an arrow. Like, I could draw that. But then we can animate it. We could even animate it through a shader, though. I kind of like that idea. In fact, we could do both of these. We could do both the boost pads and the coin idea. The boost pads could just use... What is this graphic here? And animate the arrows with a shader. Yeah. I like that. All right, but for now, we're going to throw together just something. It doesn't really matter what. So let's just take maybe this graphic. Is this enough to make what we need? And do they have something that just has the tiles in it? They have so many sets here. I want to add traps and stuff too at some point. Oh, man. Yeah, all tiles. This is a little too much, though. And it's not even everything, apparently. Right? No, that's in there too. What? V2? 270 kilobytes. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, let's maybe just take this. We'll later trim this out. It's going to be a giant pain to trim it out later. And in fact, we're not going to use half these things. We should just make a custom spreadsheet. What is this? Why would they give you a preview image in here? You can't even use this. I don't know. Oh, hey, the license. You are allowed to use all the assets, edit and alter the assets. Credits not necessary. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta add them to the credits. So put this in cleanup. Add snow hex to the credits. And do they say how they want to be added? Probably just a snow hex, maybe with their itch page. Man, they don't. I think they want to be added with this name. I don't know. I could contact them. Linking to their itch page. Okay. All right, well, I'm still stuck on this whole find a map thing. Oh, wait, there was another thing I wanted to write down, though. They had other arrows here. Where was that? Here, yeah. This. Whoops. There are also arrows in this pack. All right, let's get to it. So maybe have AI go make the boilerplate for set up all of the boilerplate for a new subgame called Dungeon Racer. And I want this to plan this. And what did someone just said what they set this to earlier? Where was that? High is enough. Smarter, extra high. Okay, high and extra high. And what's in advanced? Effort. Oh no, they also have ultra and speed, fast, model. Yeah, okay, sounds good. All right, so set up all the boilerplate for a new subgame called Dungeon Racer. Leaving the portal from the loot boxes game should put you into the Dungeon Racer game. Have you tried sub agents? I don't think so. And hey, EB. Yeah, I don't think I have. And then while that's running, let's figure out what we want to do here. So I want to make pretty much this scene. Which tiles will let me do that? I think everything in here would suffice, right? We have the walls. We have various floor and texture. Although not all of them, right? I don't see like this texture here. Also interesting, they add a shadow below the walls. It's not part of the tile, right? Yeah, so this is good enough to give us something here. I wonder what that's supposed to be for. Oh, torches. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, set 1.1, and then we can add in water and stuff later. You're supposed to be able to walk through the water, right? At least they have it over here, but not the deeper water. We have a falling graphic, but not like a falling into water graphic. I think the water would be nice to have. But yeah, let's take this. So yeah, I want to test this out. So set up a basic world using this graphic, and then have AI make the falling apart logic and see how that goes. All right, so here's the plan we got. Create a minimal Dungeon Racer subgame following the existing loot boxes boilerplate pattern. Register it with every standard subgame integration point. So add that, overriding subgame ID, add a matching Dungeon Racer TSCN with bare node 2D script, include no gameplay, UI assets, ready or init logic yet. And this is subgame ID, registered scene and Dungeon Racer display name and all subgame data. Add it to game to start in. Sounds good. Leave currently selected starting game unchanged. That I'll just change myself, but I do want to change it. Oh, right. I got to be on a different branch for this. Glad I am paying attention to something. So get checkout -B Dungeon Racer. In open code, you can create subagents, basic instructions for a task written in MD format. So for example, in your case, you can create a subagent called maybe boilerplate, which can have all the generic instructions. Oh, I see. Yeah. I guess I always thought of that as like a skill. But in this particular case, I think just telling it make a new subgame is pretty much fine. Hey, Sean. Still yet to understand get beyond committing. I mean, as long as you have committing and then pushing, and I guess at some point pulling, then you pretty much, that's like the most of what you need to know about get at the beginning. That's like, that'll get you source control, and you can later learn checking out specific commits if you wanted to get like backward in history or looking at logs. But yeah, that's the get basics right there. And I was saying earlier, if you're working on a project, a solo project versus a team project, a solo project, you don't need half of what Git offers. And you might still want to use it and get in the habit of it, but like you could just work on one branch the entire time. You probably never need to merge. You probably don't need to worry about, just, I don't know, rebasing or anything too. So yeah, it really can just be pretty much committing and pushing. You probably don't even really need to pull the project unless you ever work from a different computer, maybe. And there are a lot of benefits. I think the biggest benefit of using source control over not using it is just having built-in history and organization. You know, not making like a backup folder every week with your code. All right, update the progression. So this completion swaps a dungeon racer, triggers this, treat it as the new final subgame. Sounds good. Leave existing loot boxes, portal confirmation, audio, player fade. Yep. Rely on registry-driven cheat generation to add this automatically. All right, that sounds great. Yeah, let's go do this. Do you push to a remote repo? I push to a remote repo, but part of the reason for that is this is not just me working on the game. So if I only had it local, then other people would find it really, really tough because I'd have to like upload it somewhere. Well, I'd find it tough, I guess. They'd also probably find it tough, though. It's easier for them to do git pull. All right, now when I get to this, I'm going to do a very basic job at it. Yeah. Accommodate the tiles would fall away. And when we add in a player, we need to add in a camera as well. Add a camera after doing this. Oh, wait a second though. Hold on. We have two distinct segments here. Oh man. I hadn't thought of this. We have before the dungeon starts falling away and after. Also, I don't think we have a cracked wall, do we? Can't really zoom in on this. Let's load it over here. Any walls with cracks? No. Yeah, no, I don't see anything. Where's the bomb graphic? God, this is why I say this is so slow to get started. Like I haven't familiarized myself with half of these things. I know there are bombs here somewhere. I don't know where they have them. Items maybe? No, those aren't items you can use. Oh, it might be inside the character one. Nope. I don't know. I don't know where it is. Break update? There are crates. Crates, signs, what, vases? Where are the bombs? New items? Oh man. Ah, there we go. Animated bomb. Found it. Yeah. Add in bombing. We're on the bomb sheet right now. Well, I might have been. I don't know. I found it here at least. If remote, then do you find yourself running into issues with tons of assets? Doing research on this and they say to use large file storage. I don't have any problems. At least I haven't yet. I think when they talk about large file storage, they're talking about like, you know, many megabytes per file. And we do have some files that are like that, but it generally hasn't really caused a problem yet. A method. Okay, so yeah, let's go look at this again. I don't know what we're going to do about the cracked wall, but this should be done. So now we should be able to go into the game, but there will be nothing there. Let's go try this. All right, so this is presumably the dungeon racer. It's hard to know. We also got to change how cheats work. There are too many of these now. Maybe we have change game and there's a sub menu that lets us pick which one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming this is the Dungeon Racer. Let's go add a label to it to make it more obvious. Dungeon Racer. Add label. This is the Dungeon Racer. Yeah. Racer W. Yeah, nice. Yep, that's working. Let's delete the label. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so clean up, change cheat menus so that change to game is an option. And then you open a sub menu for which specific game. That way they don't vertically pollute the list. I don't think we have too many other cheats that we need to do anything different, right? Let me take a quick look. So here we have what? Switch to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. One of these is the Fever Dream game, which, I mean, this is this is not in the game right now. And then we have game specific ones and then time ones, yeah. And if we go into certain games, they have more cheats. Yeah, like this has a lot of them. Yeah, I think that'll be a good change. Okay. All right, let's look at the code. Dungeon Racer. Where does the display name even show up? Probably just the cheat button. All right, I want to start us in Dungeon Racer. Looking good. Yeah, looking good. Really nothing too crazy about this. And we have a new script too. Cool. Yeah. Add new sub game. The game does absolutely nothing so far. All right, so now basic world. Let's go do that. So this is tough. We got to think a little bit about how we're going to do the two different segments, the normal dungeon thing and then the endless part of it. We need two segments of gameplay. Normal dungeon and then the endless runner segment. So when it's a normal dungeon, I think there's a question of how long do we want it to be a normal dungeon for? Like, you know, we're not trying to fool the player. They've already seen enough weird stuff happen. So one way of doing this would literally just be you start, you're right near a bombable wall, you bomb the wall, the floor starts falling away, you run. So that it all takes place in like a 6x6 area. That is one way we could do this. But I think it's probably a little bit better to have like enemies and being able to use your sword and traps and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, we got to mix in a lot of game design here. How long do we want players to be in the normal part for? Very little time. We could just have a single room where you try bombing a wall. Or like a medium amount of time. Those are only two choices. I'm not going to have it be a long amount of time. We could have the players solve some basic puzzles. We've got some graphics for that. There's like levers and stuff, right? Well, not in here, but there were somewhere. New levers. Yeah. So we could do something like this. There's some levers. There's some like, you know, light all the torches kind of puzzle. Sparks. What are these for? Oh, they're just little particles. I think they might be for revealing items too. Yeah, I think if we're going to do that, then we do need to come up with a couple puzzles we can do with these graphics. Could have some like push the crate puzzle. There's a switch or something. I also sort of like the idea that it's almost like two distinct games. You have these individual rooms, like the old Zelda games that you transition between. and then it becomes an endless runner. Yeah. Player gets locked in a room till they kill all enemies. Door unlocks. Enter room. See cracked wall. Bomb wall. Start next gameplay sequence. Oh, it's definitely a one-time event. Yeah. After that, you're gonna reset back to the like endless dungeon runner part of this. And yeah, getting locked in a room could be a thing. It's just how much do we make it seem like the game is actually about exploring a dungeon as opposed to running out of it very quickly? And we need some amount of this. It would actually be kind of interesting if we repurpose some of these elements. Like we have these arrows here. It could be that this is used for some kind of puzzle. And yeah, we have some switches and stuff, and maybe you have to like push a crate and it just follows along the arrows that you put. But then once it turns into an endless runner, these are like booster arrows. Is Zelda Lost Forest style? Oh, I'm picturing it still in the dungeon. If you're talking about setting wise, it'll still be in the dungeon. It's just a question of like, how many puzzles do we have here? Or are there even puzzles? Like, I like the idea of it seeming like a puzzle game. And maybe that's where we use keys for as well. The puzzles like, oh, I see. Like go, up, left, up, right, or something like that. Yeah, although those are usually solved in Zelda games by some NPC in one part of the world tells you, oh, here's the sequence you do. And then you get to that part of the world and you do that sequence. And here, it would probably all be co-located, so it wouldn't be as fun. The other thing is, I got to remember my design principle of keep it simple, stupid. Like, we could have keys opening doors and you collect different ones or you find them from chests or something. But, like, all these mechanics are kind of throwaway. More so than the rest of the game has throwaway mechanics. And yeah, we could have a little signpost to teach the player something. Could also just make it a maze. Yeah, it could be. So there are different routes within this. Like, could be a maze is the focus. Find your way out. It could be enemies are the focus. Learn combat mechanics. And it could be the puzzles are the focus, which is misdirect the player. So I'm leaning more toward the medium amount of time. We don't just like drop you in and make it seem like, yeah. So I don't think this is a good idea. I think the problem with this is that it doesn't seem like the game gets broken. Yeah. Forest zone with 4 doors, you have to follow the melody. Unless you're stuck in an endless loop. Yeah, I guess in Ocarina of Time, that's how it worked. I was picturing in the very first Zelda game, there was the Lost Woods, I think. Except for it wasn't the woods. Lost Woods, original Zelda. It was that like mountainous. Yeah, it was the Lost Woods. Yeah, and you had to go through this in a particular way. I guess it's been in everything. Although in Link to the Past, there was no puzzle around this, right? Yeah, no puzzle as far as I know. I don't like the idea of a maze, to be honest. I don't think it's super fun. I think having puzzles be the focus feels the most on brand. For the style of game. So we need to come up with some puzzles. I mean, if all we have are some, well, we have more than just the doors, but if all we had were the doors, we could add different colored locks to them and have you, well, if you have no number of, like limited number of steps or something, then you just open each door and get the key to the next door. We have some switches. You can do a lot with switch style puzzles. The whole, push a statue onto this thing. Well, let's list out the tools we have. Tools we can use for puzzles. We have arrow tiles. Maybe they're conveyor belts. We have switches. We have keys, chests, and locks. Keys, doors, chests, and locks. We have torches, but no way for you to light them. Maybe these are just indicators that you've done something correctly, since you don't have an animation for lighting them. What else? What else? What else? We have a signpost for teaching you something. This can be useful for teaching you something. I think it'd be funny if the signpost had like a large amount of text on it, just as a throwaway joke, not for any other particular reason. Like, dear Dungeoneer, I am writing this to you in my final moments with this large board of wood that I found, and I don't know, maybe they like chiseled it onto there. Kind of funny. It took a lot of time. Please tell my family that I love them. What else do we have in terms of things you could use here? I mean, there could be gear you go collect for no reason. Oh, we have levers. I don't think I wrote that down. Oh, yeah, switches, levers. I've been stuck down here forever. We just have like 4 different skulls on the ground, Mortal Kombat style. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, we got to do something here with this. Maybe they're like micro puzzles. I kind of like this idea. Micro puzzles. You see some traps, enemies, and a key you need to get to open a door. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Is it jump time? Is it gonna work? Is it jump time? Hello again. Hey, Strawn. Close the game. Yeah, hey, Tomas. I shared it there. I made that track for Botland. I think it's this one. Yeah. It's basically just the chords of the actual. Where's the official music? Where was that? Oh, here, this one. I spent so long on this track. Oh, man. Oh, actually, I should mute that. Let me go back. Okay. So, yeah, maybe you find keys in a pot. I think that, or a jar or something like that. I think that doing these kind of micro puzzle ideas is probably fine. Like, this is one of the screens, and you move from this to another one, and everything's okay for that. Do we have the arch separated from the door? We do. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, great. Interesting. I hadn't thought of something like this. I wonder how you get this in the game, because you don't have any like boomerang or something. Maybe you press switches and it moves a key around or something like that. Yeah, we're gonna need to put in a lot of time on this stuff. Yeah, okay, so I like the idea of these like, yeah, little micro rooms. Just we don't have a boomerang. Yeah, we don't have a whip or any animations for that stuff. That's what I was saying. Like, if we had a key over here, the way you'd probably get it would be pressing switches that would just like move it or make tiles appear or something like that. Actually, that's something that could be kind of interesting. Maybe there's like you have to spawn a path here, but the arrows are pushing you away. And it teaches you how these arrows work when they become endless runner style arrows. And then you need some other way of like of changing the direction of the arrows. Yeah, I sort of like that. Okay. All right, so we should just have two of these. Two micro rooms. In one of them, there's a key across a pit. You need to do something to spawn like arrow tiles that would zip you away from the key. And then you need to do something else to change the direction of the arrows. So this will be like room, maybe that's room 2. And maybe room 1 is, we got to do something with enemies. I mean, there should be enemies in room 2 as well. But maybe room 1 is just about enemies, or mostly about enemies, or maybe about traps. Like there are spike traps from the floor, and maybe there are slimes. Yeah. But I want there to be like some small puzzle with this. Maybe you have to kill all the enemies. Maybe every enemy you kill lights one of the torches. Maybe, okay, what about this? They're slimes, right? So like maybe they can regenerate. Maybe you need to kill them all within a certain amount of time from one another to get all the torches lit at once. Yeah. There are like 4 slimes. You need to kill them all quickly enough to keep torches lit around them. Otherwise, the slimes or the torches go out and the slimes reform. Something like that. And so I'm picturing like this room here And then this room for something else. Okay. And then room 3, there's a crack in the wall. You try bombing it. Maybe room 3 is like a treasure chest room or something. The key unlocks a chest. The chest contains bombs. Yeah, you can't leave the room without getting the chest. Actually, you could just backtrack, right? Yeah, who cares? This triggers the endless runner phase. There should probably be some other points of interest in this room that you can never really get to because the floor breaks away. This is just to set the... This is just a... like float the idea to the player that this is a normal room with a puzzle in it. We could even have switches that have literally no code behind them because they're unreachable. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I like this idea. All right. Let's go make some of these rooms. We have rooms in here which were just environments with enemies and everything. The rooms themselves inherited from a base room that had, yeah, monsters, traps, a player spawn position. We probably want something similar. I don't think we need very smart enemies. But there might need to be some pathfinding. We could just say that every enemy does very basic stuff, like move in a line, stop, move in a line, stop, move in a line, stop. Let me look at which enemies we have, because I have this open somewhere. Temp, snow hex, monsters. King slime, skeletons, slimes, zombies. Yeah, like maybe it chases you kind of stupidly. Oh, hey, they got like archer skeletons here. Cool. And bones that they throw. I like it. And then what does the king slime look like? It's huge. Why are there so many of these? Oh, I see. They have different colors. Spawn. Oh, it like warps in. Is there a spawn graphic for the regular slimes? No. But that's a dying animation, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to take a decent amount of time to do this. We're basically making like 2 games right now. Hey, Brea, play the death animation reverse, spawn animation. Yeah, that could work. Yeah. I think as long as we fade it in as well. All right. So have the player solve some basic puzzles. Let's go roll this into here. Yeah, this whole thing about different race courses, this is not what we're doing anymore. So plan, have the player play through some like micro rooms so that the game feels like a traditional Zelda game. Yeah. These don't need to have extensive puzzles or anything. It's just to set the tone and get you to the point where you earn bombs. Can the player die? Yeah. The player can die. And we need to handle that at some point too. Handle the game loop. If you die in the non-endless or in the like the normal dungeon, it should probably reset you to the beginning. Although maybe it's to the beginning of the room you were in. If you die in the endless dungeon, we need some kind of reset point. I haven't fully figured that out yet. All right, so part of what I was trying to figure out here is what enemies do we have and do we need them to have navigation? We have slimes. I think slimes would always just walk in a line. It's probably pretty reasonable. King slime, I don't know for sure we even want this. Well, what is that? Death. Yeah, maybe they also walk in a line, but the line will like cover an area that you're in. There's a part in A Link to the Past, the ice dungeon, ice palace, I guess. That giant spike on the floor. Where is that? There's somewhere that has this room. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was this room. So maybe I'm misremembering, but I think there was a spike that would move toward you and you had to move around it. And no matter which side you were on, like it would path to you. So that's maybe how the slime could work. Assuming we even want it. And then we have skeletons and zombies. How should these work? I think the skeletons could basically be like sentient traps. They are shooting arrows at you or throwing bones at you. It'd be kind of funny if a skeleton threw like 3 bones and then just crumbled and died. Because like, where are they getting the bones from? At some point, they've thrown all the bones that they have. They're not just creating them. Yeah. But they also have running and walking animations, so they could chase you. I think some of them probably should. Yeah, so we probably should have a navigation agent for this. I think it's probably pretty reasonable. Slows you if you walk over it. I don't know if we have that graphic for that. But I also don't think we need it to slow you too much. I think just having obstacles is probably fine. All right. Yeah, I think I want to do something like this too. Take a long time for them to die. Yeah, but a lot of those bones are really tiny and you wouldn't throw as a projectile. And the bigger bones are bones that are that they would like stop you from being able to throw more bones, right? Like if you throw all of your arm bones, you don't have something to throw more bones with. if you get rid of your leg bones and you can't stand anymore. All right, so yeah, we set up the same base room structure. Then when it gets to the endless runner part, we got to change this. I'm thinking of how we'll do that transition. Yeah, I guess we have like environment as a node. How did I do this in the top-down shooter? We had a rooms node. Yeah, okay, I want to do something pretty similar here. Now we need a dungeon racer player as well. Okay, let's get started. Node 2D. So this would be the rooms node. Let's go fetch that. And we're going to start this with private node 2D rooms node. this somehow doesn't use Godot. Oh my god. There. Rooms node. All right, now we want to add in the first room. So we are going to make a base room just like we had over here. In fact, let's just save this in Dungeon Racer base room. All right, floor, walls. Yeah, this would use a different tile set though. So we got to make a new tile set. Let's save this. I don't know where I've been saving these files. FF type T-res. Game resources tile sets. Okay, seems pretty reasonable. Resources tile sets. New folder, Dungeon Racer. All right, we call this, I don't know, Dungeon Racer. Yeah, I don't have a better name. All right, now we go plop in some graphics. Sprites, worlds. Dungeon Racer. 2 legs, pathfinding stops, 1 arm. Can't throw your second arm. We could pull a lot of like ribs before you'd probably shatter, right? You know, most games don't ever consider this, right? They're like, yeah, skeletons throw bones. So they just throw how many bones that as long as the player's there. All right, main pack. I think we said we're going to use this one for now. Yeah, that's good enough. So let's go add that in. Set 1.1. And put that over here. All right, so floor and walls. We are not going to put a lot of thought into this for right now, so let's just use one of these graphics. There was floor there. So the floor for this one will look like this. The walls node, we'll go delete all of that. Oh, this is in base room. We actually don't want this here at all, do we? Yeah, just delete that. So floors, walls, monsters, sure. Traps, sure. Player spawn position, yeah, sure. Door. The door we don't necessarily need. We need some connection points. Supply crate node, yeah, we don't need that again either. Turn into a bouncing skull to chase players. Yeah, that could work. We don't have the graphic for that, I think. Also, the way I'm planning on having the endless runner part work is probably like we need some obstacles. They don't need to be too in depth. And on the broader scheme of things, I wanted to let playtesters play this game on August 1st. So we have like 3 business weeks. This game might take until maybe the 22nd, maybe 24th to finish. And then we have like 5 days to just kind of polish and finish music and whatever else. So we don't have a ton of time. All right, so this is a pretty good base room. Let's go make the first room now in the dungeon game. This is not how we do this. So let's X out of that and try again. So I want this to be Dungeon Racer base room. There we go. That crashed. Love when that happens. All right, let's try that again. Instantiate a subgame Dungeon Racer base room. Okay, so now we call this room 1. Save as room. Let's put it in rooms. Yeah, rooms. Room 1. All right, while we're at it, let's move base room to where room 1 is. Done. Okay, good. All right, now we go flesh out room 1. So we put them in some floor graphics. Again, we're doing this very simply. and some wall graphics. Oh, this has a wrong tile set. Base room needs to load in. Dungeon Racer. All right, cool. All right, so we put some walls in here. Not doing this in any special way. We're just making it look like something here. Now that is our entire screen size. This feels like we should zoom in the game to a size of like to maybe a scale of 2. Let's do this. And we need to set a player spawn position. That can be over here. I don't know. You probably enter from the bottom or something. We'll figure that out later. Nav mesh we've got. The rest of the stuff is fine. There's room 1. So we want to go instantiate this in. We need a camera. We need a player. Yeah, the top-down shooter had the camera in here, right? Yeah, it did. All right, so make a camera 2D. Call it camera. Make it that. There we go. We're going to eventually focus this on the player. We don't even have a player yet. I guess let's just save this. No, it's probably stupid to save this. We'll just make a new one. But I want to take a picture of this so I know what we had. So this is a character body. We call it Dungeon Racer Player. Save this over here. Dungeon Racer Player. All right, attach a script. Good. Now we add in a sprite. Just call it sprite, I guess. And we'll quick load in something. I don't know, just our idle animation. And we want to take the blue one for this. So we have blue idle here. Perfect. Copy that over to this. Characters, dungeon, racer. I'll put it in player. I think that's pretty reasonable. All right. Now we go pull that in. Quick load in Asha idle. I think they're 16 by 16. Nope. 32 by 32. Yep. All right, cool. So there's the sprite for now. Set that to nearest. And we would eventually need a whole bunch of other stuff here. I'll go add in some of it, but we're not going to actually fill it in yet. Animation player, animation tree, a hurt box, collision shape, all that stuff. A health bar maybe. Potion collection. We need their collision shape. It's generally their feet. Yeah. All right, so collision shape 2D. Add a new capsule. Is this... What? What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Okay, I see. I'm doing the wrong direction of the capsule. Yeah, so now we need to rotate it 90 degrees and then move it down. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so this is foot collision. And then we need their hurt box area. Well, let's add that later. And then for the map, we need this to have collision. I never did this. Tile set, select. It's that tile, I think. We don't have... We have physics enabled. We don't have a physics layer. Done. All right, collide with the player, collide with probably enemies. Game specific, enemy. Sure. And then set the physics to be the tile shape. Good. So that should be the correct tile, if I'm not mistaken. We pick that. It should be, yep, that's nice. All right, great. So we got some collision set up. Then we need to go add this into the Dungeon Racer. So instantiate in the dungeon player. This typically goes inside the player node, though, I think. Yeah, player spawn position. It doesn't go inside the player node, I guess. And we'll just call this player. So now let's go get that. Dungeon racer player null. Fetch this. All right, and then the camera 2. Camera and camera. Okay, now, just like in the top-down shooter, we would always center the camera here. We apparently did not do that from here. Camera. Oh, no, there it is. All right, and then the player itself should have some movement logic. We won't add any animations yet, but I will get the movement working. Why is this happening? There. All right, so physics process is input enabled, is dead, yeah. So we'll just copy this and then trim it down to what we actually need, which is very little at first. We also should get these into the right namespaces. This one already was. All right, so input enabled, whatever else, delete. Delete probably all this. I want this in there. You don't need that yet. If it's moving, speed is get movement speed. We'll just set this to 40. Is running, we'll figure out later. If attacking and moving is moving, force animation state. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that we have in common between these two games, at least. Never understand programming the words instead of nodes. It's not too bad if you already have done it with nodes. It's the same general concepts. You still have flow control and setting variables and your overall like game design idea coming to life very slowly. Maybe not very slowly, but you know, step by step. Okay, so we have some movement. We have a player. They're not spawning at the spawn position. And we don't have a room yet. Let's go just manually add in the room for right now. All right, so if we just mess around with this, we should see the camera move as the player moves. And I think that should work. But the character is only ever going to be in the idle position facing downward. So yeah, this is what we got so far. Obviously, it's not much. And we have 2 errors as well. What is this? Supply crate node not found. Is it because I used the wrong script? Yes. So detach that for now. And play again. And now there's one issue, and this is what exactly? Ah, yeah, the camera needs to be set to use physics. Done. Okay, so no warnings, no errors. Pretty good. Now, part of why I did that... Oh, wait, no, there is one error. No, not found supply crate node still. Because of this. Okay. I didn't remove it from the instantiated node that we had. Okay, now no errors. So what I want to see is, can we fit the entire room on screen? Speed this up. We can fit the floor area on screen, right? Yes. So that camera is indicative of our actual bounce. I don't think we should have the dungeon room be this big, but something we could do is double the size of the character. They're pretty visible right now. Like, I don't think this is a problem. Hey, train. But I kind of wonder what A Link to the Past would look like. A Link to the Past native resolution. I guess I don't want that. I just want the SNES native resolution. 256 by 224. Link to the Past sprite size. What is the sprite size? 16 by 21. And so 224. 224 by 21. So we can fit like 11 links on the screen. So you would zoom this in if you're looking for that effect. We set this to a zoom of 2. Now, the camera can only fit, yeah, a quarter of this. So we would shrink this down. Where'd the camera view go? Oh, it's a viewport view. So this is not super helpful. Well, let's just approximate. Whoa, what is going on? I want a line, yeah. So what, this is roughly the halfway point? All right, let's try that. Yeah, does we? Happy Monday, welcome in. All right, does that roughly fit? Yeah, that's pretty good. And yeah, the collision's working. I have the camera locked to the room size instead of following the player. Oh yeah, we might do that. I'm still not totally sure exactly how big we want the rooms to be. So I just took this for now. And the rooms themselves probably don't have the right... Oh, no, they do. Yeah, so how does this look? Actually, as an endless runner game, we should probably figure it out based on the endless running segments. Is this moving? It is moving. Oh, because of the control stick? Yeah. Yeah, so how many tiles should you be able to see to account for what's ahead of you? I don't think we can tell until we start making the map. So maybe we shouldn't do anything too prescriptive here yet. But what I'm debating on is, should we keep this level of zoom? Because for the top-down shooter, we did not. It's this level. Farming game, it was this. I think this felt pretty reasonable. Oh, we don't have the portal. I'm trying to walk through something that doesn't exist. It does feel zoomed in. I mean, it is zoomed in, but it feels zoomed in. I don't know. Let's just try it. See how it works. Yeah. Let's just not make any worlds too concretely yet. So if this is our general room size, and we might want to shrink it a little bit, we don't have a lot of space for this. How many did they draw in those sample pictures? Hey, Malern, it feels claustrophobic. I mean, it is a dungeon. I don't think that's a problem necessarily. I think it matters if gameplay is not like we can't, this is not a large enough size for the gameplay. So I need to have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, okay. So we could fit the same size rooms pretty much as they have in their example ones. And I think their example ones were fine. So for the first room, we wanted something kind of like this. I'm not going to lay out the exact room. And actually, I don't really care about any of that, do I? I care about room transitions and enemies and then the eventual endless dungeon runner thing. Hey, Magnus. 5 out of 5, you'll zoomed in. Felt uncomfortably close. Yeah, we'll see how it is once we're in the actual game. Because right now there's no real gameplay. So it's possible that this feels fine or doesn't feel fine. I don't know. I don't think there's a problem with this zoom level though. But yeah, we don't have a game yet, so tough to say. All right. So I want to do room transitions and then the eventual endless runner transition. All right, so delete all this. Right, once we have the rooms themselves, we can just assume that they're working. Yeah. So get room transitions working. So we'll go make a room 2 as well, I guess. Let's delete everything else that's in here. What is going on right now? There. So delete all that and delete all of this. And probably the floor underneath. Now you can still see the edges. I don't really care. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll delete it, but it doesn't matter. I'm planning to look ahead. Yeah, we'll probably do that. And there's a built-in Godot property that'll make it easy too. All right, so we need a door. Do we have any doors that face sideways? Doors. Basic door. What? This is a door? How is this a door? I mean, I guess if it sinks into the floor like that, but it doesn't feel like a door to me. What is this one? Yeah, they're meant to be like gates, I guess. I guess they cover the doors that we have, yeah. And then, yeah, they have these. These work in any direction, but the problem is that they leave a little slab of wood there still, and the character isn't big enough to just, like, move through. So I guess you fade the door out after you opened it, in which case it just looks like nothing's there anymore. It's kind of strange. Yeah, sliding wall is what it feels like, more than a door, I guess. It's Coco. That's probably with a Nintendo copyright strike. Nintendo would just knock on my door. But you need the red key to enter, and they don't have it. Can't give me a copyright strike. What do we do? Yeah, so what I kind of want... I want these archways, but I'd like for the arch to be... Yeah, these ones. I'd like for them to be in the other direction. So here we have them going upward. We don't have this concept going to the right, do we? I guess it wouldn't be obvious it's a door at that point. Well, it doesn't have to be a door. Some games just had like a little tab, almost like these. Like there's a little right arrow there, and like you go onto that and you've left the room, and that's the indication. Or even something like this. You got a little walkway going off to the side, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what's going to make me leave the room. Or always a staircase. That could work too. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of a staircase. Let's do that. Yeah, I like this staircase. So the first 3 rooms will be kind of stacked on top of each other. You'll take a staircase going down each time. Or does it make more sense that you're going up? I don't think it matters, does it? No, I don't think it matters. Because you're bombing the floor. So if you're lowered down, yeah, I guess it makes sense you're lowering. Yeah. All right, anyway, let's go add in a staircase. So we'll make this a scene. Yeah, we'll just make a node 2D. I guess it can just be a sprite 2D with a collision. Excuse me, sorry. Staircase. Sprite 2D. Quick load in. We don't even have a staircase. What am I doing? We can't quick load anything. New stairs. That's a ladder. Those aren't stairs. You can't fool me. There's a staircase going up. Don't they have a different one that goes down? Yeah, they definitely have a different one somewhere going down. Where is that? Oh, it was right next to it. Okay, set 1.1, which is what I'm using. So I guess we do have a staircase. No, I don't want to do the bridge. I want the whole like dungeon to start falling. At least that's what I have in my mind. It might look bad. So quick load, Atlas texture set 1.1. All right, staircase. We're just going to guess. That is over about 12 tiles. And down about, no, I was wrong. It's, what, 4 more tiles over. So plus 80. Nice. Now, which direction do we want? The left one or the right one? I just want to take what the screenshot had. That looked pretty good. It was going downward to the right. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. downward to the right. So the next one, plus 16. Okay. And then we're down 1, 2, 3. Is that 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 80. Nope. Minus 16. So 64. What? How many am I? What? Okay, I was way off. And there's our staircase. Then we give it an area 2D and a collision shape 2D and make a rectangle around this whole thing. The rectangle is actually just going to be sort of in the middle of this, though. Is that going to work correctly? Yeah, we do something like that. All right, so save this whole thing as staircase. And then attach a script. This is very simple. We just need area 2D collision area equals get node area 2D collision area dot body entered. Body is Dungeon Racer player. Then we emit some action saying you took the staircase, I guess. Public event action on player entered, or just player entered. Hey, Krasner. Only 25 left in the year. And hey, Taras. Yeah, man, 25 left. You know, there are some people who like those progress calendars. Oh, I can't find a picture of one. Yeah, I can't find a picture of one. Well, anyway, just imagine something like this. There used to be a Twitter account, there probably still is, that would just tweet about, hey, we're, 42% of the way through the year or something. And it's kind of a, I don't know. I don't like the idea of viewing time that way. Now, maybe for the sake of a business, I would want to do that. But yeah, just my normal life, I think that would make me feel rushed almost. Hey, Sarah, welcome back. How's the staycation? Did you win some rounds in the finals or what? It was really good. I needed some time off, and I'm so glad I took it. And yeah, I did win some rounds. They did a whole Melee rework, and I still haven't like totally gotten used to everything. So it's a bit chaotic right now. Any plans for ditching Godot and running games without game images? No. I think Godot is totally sufficient for what I'm doing. It's been working well. It's nice that it's changing and improving so that I benefit from those changes. And I don't need to like maintain or write anything myself. All right, get action here. So this room has a staircase. Oh, I never added one, but let's go add it. Staircase. And put it over here, whatever. Doesn't matter. So now we have a staircase. And then the room itself needs a script. Excuse me. Yeah, the room itself needs a script. Maybe we should start putting this in a rooms folder. So this has a staircase. GD ready. Staircase. Staircase. All right, great. Player, or like, yeah, player left room. Or player took stairs. Player left room is probably better. All right, let me just invoke this. Cool. Then, finally, the Dungeon Racer game is going to fetch this. So we'll get room 1 equals get node room 1. I did not actually make this accessible by name like that, but now it is. We import this room 1 dot player left room plus equal on player left room. Okay, private void that. This should be private over here. Yeah, nice. Wait, what about? Yeah, that's everything. All right, so let's get rid of room 1, queue free. In fact, let's just do that. Let's see how this feels. I never saved this off, so we can't do that. This should be a question mark, room 1. Oh my god, I have to clean this keyboard tonight. It's got to be tonight. I like can't type anymore on this. All right, so we know this has to exist here. I guess let's do it that way. Or like if room 1 is not null for now, let's do it this way. Yeah, just free it. And why is this here? Use null propagation. Yeah, I could, but I don't want to do that yet. So we're eventually going to change this. And then I guess null this out. Okay, what key is failing? I'm typing a period, but not a comma in a semicolon. I think it's this that's failing. Let me just clean this one key at least for right now. Yeah. There we go. All right, so now can I type semicolons better? Yes. All right, so when we go down the staircase, it's just going to make the room disappear. Now, that's not what we want to have happen eventually here, but obviously we'll need to change that. So I'm going to walk into this. Yeah, great. So that would put you into another room. It would actually transition the screen. So it'd fade to black, instantiate in a new room. So let's go make room 2, I guess. We'll just save this as room 2. We'll call it room 2. We'll give it a new script. It's probably going to want to inherit from some base script that has like a staircase player entered, in which case base room would probably do that. But not every room is going to have a staircase. But yeah, for now, let's have the floor look slightly different. So we'll just take this and draw this tile on it. Yeah, easy peasy. And player spawn position would be, well, I guess you would have come from, that's fine. We'll just drop you in. There won't be a way to go back. Or should there be a way to go back? Should we have an up staircase? I don't know. And if we do have an up staircase, should we put it in the exact same spot in the room if the rooms are all the same size? Or could it just be anywhere? Backtracking is not important. Yeah. How would you escape? Well, eventually you're going to bomb a wall and then the tiles are going to start disappearing and you'll like run off to the side. And that's when the camera is going to change. But yeah, backtracking isn't important as long as you are forced to get bombs. No, we may have to force you to get bombs. Although you'd probably try using the bombs immediately, right? So no, this should be the room that you have a bombable wall in it. Yeah. This should be the room with the bombable wall so that you're forced to try bombing. Bombing anywhere could actually cause the floor to start crumbling. Hey, Sashamara, how you doing? Yeah, I like that idea. In which case, I think this could be an actual like third room. So I'll just write this, room 3. If we decide that 2 rooms isn't enough, then room 2 would, well, then whichever room has bombs would become the final room. Room 2 would become room 3, and we would make a new room 2. Yeah. Camera shake is a must. We might add a little bit of camera shake for just this. Hey, Vibe Hub. Thank you, thank you. Vacation was good. Just sat around and played video games. It was the aspect of not having obligations that I wanted, though. And I needed some just like catch up time. I told my wife, I'm like, I need a social embargo. We've had plans and plans and plans. We had a ton of people over on Saturday. And then Sunday, we met up with some people and there was a bunch of just travel time. And by the way, most of the plans I've been doing, they're fun. I need recharge time. We've got plans tomorrow on Thursday. And I'm like, we just got to take like a week. I got to get back to feeling like I'm caught up on stuff. Hey, Barely Happy. Keyboard name? This is a Korn keyboard, yeah. Yeah, how was your weekend, Vibe Puff? Anyway, I've been thinking like, do I need more of a vacation? How were things going? Today's been pretty good. I've been moving right along here. We haven't made a lot of progress. I've got some like blank rooms. But hey, we're chugging along. No backtracking. Since it's just not necessary. Okay. Weekend was good. Helped my parents pack the house for their moving to San Francisco, so it's been a lot of work. Oh wow. Yeah. Have you been to San Francisco before? Because I've been a couple of times. I haven't seen too much of San Francisco, I feel. Like I feel like I've always only been there for a day or two. And I had kind of a weird experience with a stranger. That sounds unusual, so let me clarify a little bit. I was in a park with some friends, and this guy wearing what was probably at the time like Google glasses came up to us and started asking us just a bunch of like weird questions. I couldn't help but feel like I was being filmed, and this guy was being kind of a jerk. And I thought, like, why go talk to strangers if you're gonna like he was kind of insulting us. Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Rage bait content. Yeah, maybe it was before that had kind of caught on. Rage bait might always have been a thing on YouTube, although I feel like nowadays there are some YouTubers who probably like specialize in it. Back then, I feel like if that content had existed, it was probably mostly scripted. Now I don't know if it is. I haven't sought it out. I don't want to watch it. It would probably make me angry. It ate at your soul? What part of it did? Is it the culture? I was gonna say the weather is actually pretty nice in San Francisco. It's like a little bit chilly, windy. Okay, so I think we need to check this in. We need to put you into room 2. So yeah, I think we need to check in first. Have the game put you into room 2 with a fade to black transition. Feels paradoxical as it's so far south. San Diego is really good. Yeah. Weather-wise, I think it's very nice. Checking what I've done so far. All right, I gotta get lunch pretty soon. So let's check this in. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing too crazy about that. Same thing with base room. I didn't really even add too much, right? I guess a lot of what I figured out today was game design stuff. And then do we want like a common player character for games like this? Because we have common logic, like get what your velocity is supposed to be, set animations. You'll have to think about that. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. All right, yeah. add basic mechanics of Dungeon Racer. There's a player that you can move around. You can take the staircase down to another room. That room doesn't load yet, so I don't know why I said that. You can take the staircase, but it doesn't go anywhere yet. Yeah. All right, I should push this before it gets to be something I forget. There we go. Cool. Struggle with the big swing between the haves and have-nots. Felt like so many people were on the hustle. Been all over NSF. Yeah, I think really a lot of cities in the world feel like that to me. Yeah. Hey, Kinslayer. Just use a coffee IV. I haven't had coffee in a very long time. And I was reading brownie recipes yesterday, and someone said that instead of using water, you put coffee in, and then it's like a total game changer when it comes to brownies. So yeah, I kind of wonder how that does taste. I've heard about this actually a lot. Baking with some coffee instead of just chocolate. All right, so I think we'll do some of this stuff after lunch. Because, yeah, I want to get some food. I think the key goals for today... Well, let me write this on the to-do list up here. Main goals for this afternoon is, like, get to the point where we transition from normal to endless and get the endless sections to start falling away. Because after that, it's just like, now go draw the rest of the owl, make the game. And there's definitely a lot to that. Yeah. And I have an idea for the strategy I want to use here. Yeah, anyway. This might be more than 3 hours worth of work. You miss coffee still after 2 years? I haven't had caffeine except for in incidental things like chocolate technically has caffeine, right? But I haven't, it's been like, I don't know, 16 years or 15 years or something at this point. And I think the only thing I really miss is coffee ice cream. There's something about it. Yeah, look at this. Look at these pictures. I'm tempting myself as well. Decaf every now and then with the espresso machine. Oh, you don't want to learn that? It does seem like a pretty daunting skill, especially if you're not making that often. How to fully flood the dopamine. Yeah. Okay, I think this is a good stopping point for now. We're not going to have an impressive looking game. Well, probably not for many days because I don't really work on the worlds too much. But we're not going to have sort of the game loop until probably the end of this week even. So yeah, it's just moving around, being able to like go down a staircase to the middle of nowhere. Take care, Joss. All right, well, take care, everyone. I will be back in about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. If you want to join Discord, there's the link, and we'll just keep doing more game dev later. So yeah, bye, everybody. See ya.